Approximately 92% of professional fund managers, people whose full-time job is picking stocks and who are paid millions to do it, fail to beat a simple strategy that any beginner can implement in about 5 minutes. This is not opinion. This is documented across decades of financial research by S&P Global, Morningstar, and every academic study of active investment management. If professionals paid millions of dollars with entire teams of analysts cannot beat this strategy, individual investors picking stocks in their spare time have almost no chance. And yet millions of amateur investors continue trying to pick individual stocks, buying and selling based on tips and hunches, losing money to this simple strategy year after year. You are about to see what the strategy is, why it works, and how to implement it yourself in about 5 minutes. Step 3 is the one that captures the actual power of this approach. Save this, because this is possibly the single most important piece of investment knowledge that almost nobody teaches openly. The strategy is called index fund investing. It works by owning a small piece of every major company in the market simultaneously, instead of trying to pick which specific companies will do well. When you buy a total market index fund, you own thousands of businesses at once. Some will do well, some will do poorly. Some will grow enormously. Some will disappear entirely. And you own all of them, so the performance you get is the average of the entire economy. This sounds unimpressive. It is actually mathematically superior to almost every alternative. Here is why. When you pick individual stocks, you are betting that you can identify which companies will outperform the market. This is possible in theory. In practice, professional managers with unlimited resources and full-time attention fail at this bet 92% of the time. Individual investors doing it as a hobby fail even more often. Save this, because step 3 is where the actual power of this strategy compounds, and it is the part most people miss. The math of index fund investing looks like this. The total US stock market has averaged approximately 10% annual returns over long periods. This includes every recession, every crash, every disaster of the last 100 years. Someone investing $500 per month in a total market index fund from age 25 to age 65 accumulates approximately $3 million based on historical returns. Someone doing the same, starting at 35, accumulates approximately $1 million. Someone starting at 45 accumulates approximately $380,000. Point 1 is understanding what an index fund actually is. It is a single purchase that gives you ownership in thousands of companies simultaneously. The Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, or VTI, owns approximately 4,000 US companies. The S&P 500 Index Fund owns the 500 largest US companies. Both of these can be bought through any brokerage account for very low fees, typically less than 0.05% per year. Point 2 is that fees matter enormously over long periods. A mutual fund charging 1% per year might sound reasonable. Over 40 years, that 1% difference in fees costs you approximately 30% of your final portfolio value. This is why index funds outperform most active funds even before considering the manager's stock picking ability. The lower fees alone produce a compounding advantage that most active funds cannot overcome. Point 3 is that consistency matters more than timing. Most amateur investors try to time the market, buying when they think prices are low and selling when they think prices are high. This almost never works. What does work is consistent monthly investing regardless of what the market is doing. When prices are high, your monthly amount buys fewer shares. When prices are low, it buys more. Over time, this averaging effect produces returns that are difficult to match through any other strategy. Point 4 is that time is the ingredient that makes this work. Index fund investing requires patience. Returns are not linear. There will be years when the market drops significantly. There will be periods when it feels like nothing is happening. But over long enough time horizons, the math has held reliably for a century. Every rolling 20-year period in modern history has produced positive returns from the total market, every single one. Point 5 is that starting late is still better than never starting. Someone starting at 50 with 15 years until retirement, investing $1,000 per month, accumulates approximately $300,000 by 65. This is not the wealth of someone who started at 25, but it is enough to significantly change retirement outcomes. The specific dollar amount matters less than the fact that you start. Save this and follow for more.